Daytona! Are you ready for Smash Brothers in the arena? First time back in a couple years, and it feels so good to be home, but please, join me in welcoming. There has been 11 Dragon Quest games, but this is your 12th hero, Beast Mode Paul!
Oh my God, all of Central Florida is coming out of the arena.
Every single one of these players coming in, show off what they got here. And Paul is yet to walk out. There he is, the man of the hour.
Oh, here he comes. The hero of Orlando has arrived as he moves. They move everyone out the way so he can get through. There he is. Here's your champ. Let him through. Put that belt down. That's right. Let Beast Mode Paul into that ring.
There he is, sitting right down, getting ready for this big matchup, showing off quite the thing here, right? Got his like a little coach behind him too, giving him a little warm up there, a little massageroo to get ready for this first set here. A lot at stake. Loser side of the bracket, loser of the set's gonna go down to fifth. But hold on, I think Broza's got another message for us. What you got for us, Broza?
And his opponent, formerly of South Florida, currently representing Las Vegas, the mercenary himself, MVD.
Yo, people are booing.
Oh, we got the heel turn here. You done left Florida? Nah, you ain't getting that from us. Here he comes. But recent amazing performance at DreamHack Dallas. Got sent to loser's side early on. Was able to break it all the way up through the top. Matter of fact, going up against Mute himself. There he is, getting a little bit of crowd hype. That's right. He's been on an absolute comeback tour. It's been great to see. But he got shut down by Mute, who, funny enough, actually was in this bracket as well and got shut down early. And Mute's not even in this top 8. That's how incredibly insane this whole CEO bracket has been.
And one of the original Snakes to ever do it, ever since like the Brawl days, coming in here, still repping that character and doing a great job in the process here in top 8. So a lot of eyes are going to be on this Snake versus Hero. How are we feeling about this matchup, man?
So one of the things that could happen with Hero, much to the similar vein of Shulk, when you have very long extended hitboxes that take a little while to go off, it's easy to get hit by grenades. So because of that, he's going to have to use a whole lot more of that side B to try and smack him away, use more spells, trying to keep MVD shut down. But because of his recovery being so poor, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the things we were listening to a little while ago. He does have a Sephiroth in the pocket if he wants to go that route. So you have a couple options here. I think we'll see this Hero off to start just because it's been so strong all weekend. And personally, I just want to see it all the way through.
Right, you're a Hero enjoyer yourself.
No, it's specifically Beast Mode Paul.
Beast Mode Paul specifically. Yes. Okay, yeah, I feel that,
heroes, I don't know about that.
I mean, Hero, one of those characters that, like, you know, we originally came out, we saw him come out, and people were a little bit like, he doesn't really have the sauce to cook, whatever. But once players have actually, like, sat down with him and actually spent a lot of time, years and years down the line, you know, start mastering all of those spells, over 20 spells will, like, be able to come up on that list, the RNG god himself. We'll see what he's going to bring to the table. If there's one thing that I want, though, Ajax, I want to see, like, a Starman come out. I want to see invincibility. I want to see a giant mushroom.
Bro,
like, I want to see something degenerate.
When your toolkit is greater than home improvement, you have so many options available to you as Hero. It can be very stressful to react to that as the opposing player. MVD, though, has been known for his patience for a good amount of time. He will burst in when he has to, but he is going to take his time to build that damage up over onto Hero. Make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid, because if you do, you're going to get caught by one of those back airs, or if that speed boost is on, it's going to be rough. But it is time, everybody. The first match of top 8 begins now for CEO 2023.
Going to be starting on PS2. No stranger for this being one of the first games, right? Beast Mode Paul already going for like a top deck snooze. Obviously, if you're getting that towards MVD, that can get a lot of big damage afterwards. An easy setup. What Snake's game plan is going to be here for MVD is just trying to like plant down all these grenades, kind of chill around, kaboom out the gate at such a fast speed. Accelerate all on deck, going to give you a little bit of a speed boost buff, as well as a little bit more jumping area. Think like a jump art from Shulk.
Hey, you want to talk about having explosions? I got one of the best ones in the entire game to answer right back. Kaboom is going to be really good to use against things like that Cypher 2, but Sizzle, that's what you're hunting for. Bounce. Now you can actually get in the game and fight. As you can hear the whole crowd, as soon as that went up, they already knew what was inbound.
Yeah, MVD is very aware of what happened. The second bounce is on the table. You saw him playing a little bit more aggressive, trying to get in there.
To Sizzle, bro. It is
so
it's fast in that
it's so quick.
gonna strike first.
Already got that first stock on deck. We got healing ready to go here for BEASTMODEPAUL. That's the second one of the stock, so he's like kind of erasing a lot of that damage. Whack! Are you kidding me, bro? That actually connected too.
Hey, look, sometimes RNGs be blessing on this here Sunday. That might have been himself getting an early KO, but it did not happen. Wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again later on. But look at how evasive BEASTMODEPAUL has been. He's refusing to get up till that point, was refusing to get hit by any explosions.
Fantastic tech, recognizing that side B Nikita missile was right on top of him, but now MP looking a little bit low, has to get in there and scrap a little bit to recover some of that magic points. Going to be able to do a little bit, still throwing out a lot of fast spells. Sizzle trying to do it. He saw that air dodge in just a little bit too far away for that to connect.
That's the age-old classic right there. Up tilt one, bait the air dodge in. You did it twice in a row. He's going to grab him this time, but the up tilt's not there. Hey, you know what's funny? That's actually a viable option in this matchup. It's a viable option in this matchup.
Toss the box on him, man. Just taunted him, bounce back on the table. Can no longer be throwing out projectiles willy-nilly while that purple circle is going to be hovering around.
I didn't know you could go into the ring to grab the chairs and the boxes, man. This is something we weren't aware of in this wrestling ring.
Where's the ladder at? That's what I want to see. Oh no, the recovery from Cypher. He actually used the Cypher as a hitbox to get back on stage.
He caught him with that down tilt and popped him up, and he read it. Air dodge, he could have forward aired him and tried to kill him at 34%. He's very lucky he got away from that. But look at this lead. He's still establishing about a 60-ish% difference here and climbing.
So we got Bounce, Psych up on deck on top of that to make that next hit really freaking hard. It's going to be a shield break. Coming out of the flame slash and a critical hit. You didn't even need that. You're wasting your RNG.
What are you doing holding shield near that glowing man? He tried to get that forward smash to get an early stock, but that is not going to happen. MVD putting out that F tilt. Really good option with that Nair as well. It lingers for so long. You can catch a spot dodge from MVD. Luckily for him, he never dropped shield.
I want to see that zap, zap, the whole shebang bounce back on the table. This entire match has just been BEASTMODEPAUL kind of playing a little bit more passive, waiting for that bounce to come on the table before he starts playing really aggressive. Great tastic landing grab from MVD. Thought he was going to go for like an instant roller just to chill down on the ground, but get up attack's going to have a little bit of invincibility on top of you.
You talk about BPM, man, beats per minute. This BEASTMODEPAUL, he's been absolutely controlling the tempo of this match so far. It's been so difficult for MVD to get things started. He's going to go for the back throw instead, maybe try to line up a Nikita hit, but the zoom is always ready to go to get him out of that bad spot.
Yeah, like even if you find yourself out there, like the crowd setting zoom, like it's two, bro, bounce again, back on the day. You have to get out of there. That C4 was right on top of him. Gonna go for that back throw off stage advantage in BEASTMODEPAUL's favor. Gonna try to catch that landing. Fantastic landing coming out from MVD, just air dodging right through that aggression.
This is where Nightmare Scenarios begin. That accelerate being on deck is so difficult to get around. That's a free punish. He's gonna get the grab, use the grab armor to get around that Nikita. Tries to swing back, but the grenade got in the way to tank the hit.
Speaking of tanking, we finally going down at 190 damage. A tanky amount of hit. Accelerado, bang to boot. On top of that, we got the speed up, the sizzle, throwing at that very fast speed. That's pretty much almost impossible to react to. He can actually chase Snake with that. Doesn't even give him the boot, bro. Give him your dims.
Bro, the moment accelerates on, he is quite literally flying around. Free Delta Air Miles going on for BEASTMODEPAUL. And you can already hear CFL is in the building, and they want to see their boy get this dub.
Not only want to get that dub, they want to see him climb through this bracket, right? This is only your first obstacle of top 8. That's one of the downsides of coming through the loser side, right? You got to win losers quarters, losers sevens, losers quarters, losers semis, losers finals. That is a treacherous climb to have to do, and their first obstacle is MVD. He's not going to give it for free.
And we already talked about earlier how MVD kind of with the heel turn going from here over to Vegas. Hey man, sometimes heels have some of the best storylines in the arena, so we'll see if MVD is able to make an adjustment here. Great stage for it. Ooh, the double, the trip. Oh, you so obvious. What did you think he was getting me with?
Yeah, nothing at all. I like that confirm actually. He actually backed through him. Grenade stopped all hit stun, so we got to confirm off of it on top of that. Bounce back on the table, going to kind of stop MVD in his tracks from being able to set up what he wants to do. I saw Magic first.
He was hovering over Thwack. That might have actually killed. Yo, the more to get bounced back up, that would have absolutely killed MVD if he went near that too.
It also like powers up the projectile on top of it being reflected, so you gotta be on the lookout. That's okay, free recovery out here. We're just gonna zoom right back on here, charge up our sizzle. Oh my gosh.
Well, that
the frizz is at max.
That neutral B is so powerful. If he gets a single hit onto that platform or free tech chase, but that's not gonna happen. He's gonna go ahead and get that up tilt. That's the first lead MVD's gonna see, which of course we already know, Snake with the lead, that's where things get real rough.
Yeah, already playing incredibly safe, going for the up tilt for that anti-air bounce back on the table. We can now play that aggression game that he so desperately wants to play. MVD sitting at 131 damage, easily the smallest little hit from Hero, from BEASTMODEPAUL. could send him flying. We're playing.
Ball, you can be hunting one side B is a good option right there. You can also be hunting for down air into a follow-up or chasing him. But MVD dropping down that back has been super aggressive. We talked about the parries earlier. MVD has had so many successful ones, and they're only getting better.
MVD surviving. I mean, this is where Snake is at his best, right? He has that stock lead. He's surviving for a very long time. He's going for trades with the grenades right afterwards. When Snake can afford to do trades and just drop that C4 on him, that's when he's thriving. MVD is in his element.
Oh, the stocks are rising right now for the Metal Gear crew. This is working out so well for MVD. Not only does he have the 2-stock lead, but like you said before, even with bounce, it doesn't matter that much because he's got a fresh stock to still trade with him all the way up, and it's only climbing. BEASTMODEPAUL ball is gonna get absolutely destroyed as he tries to recover back, but he drops down there immediately, and MVD said, go ahead and bring on that noise. Bring on that noise, baby.
He wants noise, baby. Look at him.
Hey, that's right. Hey,
hey, other ear, bro?
Oh,
so I can't hear you. You're not loud enough, bro.
Spite is one hell of a motivator, as they like to say. Go ahead, he's like, hey, he's playing right to the crowd. You love to see it. And so far, we don't want to see any body bags. We want to see insane sets. And we got the first one already going to 1-1 to start things off.
You already know we got even more games beyond that too, because this is a race to 3, man. Best 3 of 5 sets for the entirety of top 8, so there's a lot at stake, a lot of chances to do the adaptation. The counter pick advantage is in BEASTMODEPAUL's favor, though. He did win that first game, so he's going to get at least 2 more stages to counter pick in the future of this set. So we'll see where we're going to be taking him and where we're going to be able to try to bring this back against MVD, because right now he looked like he had his number.
Yeah, and as we always refer to with this, every time you end up on a Game 3 scenario, 1-1, this is such an important match because whoever wins this gets counter pick advantage for the remainder of the set. Getting away from that center platform, which is so good for Snake to be able to kind of control half the stage, you only get that for a short time here in Town City.
And then it just becomes FD right afterwards. Psych up on the board here. Make that next hit hurt. Bounce as well. Top of that, MVD already at 97 damage. Barely a scratch on Paul.
Well, I feel like all the damage has just been MVD doing it to himself. This entire Game 3, I don't recall the last time BEASTMODEPAUL got an actual hit, but it doesn't matter because we take those as he's already got him a kill percent.
I feel like he hasn't been getting any hits at all because it's like his MP is so low. You need to get those sword swings to regain that MP. It's all just been spells and reflections and grenades and everything. 108 damage here on MVD. He just needs that one little follow-up. Here we go. This could be the start of something. I like the spacing. BEASTMODEPAUL chilling back. Get that confirm on the C4. Oh, I thought that was a forward smash for a second.
I do not think that was meant to be that.
Not at all. Oh,
going to sleep. Good night.
Good night, good morning. Come into your second stock here. Oop, and Accelerado, we moving. What even is invincibility anymore?
Hey, who needs it? We're already running right back in, wasting no time whatsoever. We already got, that is so many bounces throughout this match.
He's so lucky.
Hey, you keep cycling through. One of the things actually specific to Hero as well, sometimes you don't pay attention to, is the fact that when you see it once on the cycle, it doesn't come back on the next one. He's sizzling, he's cooking, he's deep fried, and that is another stock as we see BEASTMODEPAUL go up with 2 in the lead.
Like my solid snakes, well done right now. That's exactly how he's making it feel. 134 damage here on BEASTMODEPAUL. Has to go for that, looking for that zoom. Has to avoid the Kingdom Missile. Good chase coming out from BD. You know Paul was looking for that zoom. Higher chance of zoom appearing when you're off stage like that too. So it's just a little bit unlucky in that regard.
Exactly. Got to know, be aware where you can. Kaboom is a very dangerous. Oh my God! What a bait! What an absolute bait! Kaboom! You thought you could punish me? Instantly ended up B, almost chasing him up higher. Now you just gave him a free full charge. Things are not looking too good here for MVD in game number 3.
I saw Thwackis a potential top deck right there, so it's not going to appear for a couple more times. Sizzle off stage. How we getting back on? Choose the up special. Hoping for a roll. We're just covering options right now with that forward smash. MVD has a chance right now. Zoom going to give him a free recovery. And it's difficult, right? You just got to try to cover as many options as possible when that happens. He had a C4 on the left side, ready for a back here in case he land on the right. Doesn't even matter though. Going to shoot out that spell. We're still living the 134 here in MVD. And they found Snake. I'm sweating right now because how do you make this back? You're not.
Bro, what if RNGesus said no? Actual God in his favor that whole game. And there it is again. You already know you're going to hear a whole lot of that. The crowd is into it. Everybody wants to see their boy from Orlando get further and further. But as we already said before, this is a best of 5. If you got a game, you got a chance. It does not mean the set is over. MVD still has plenty of time to make adaptations. But that last game, there was no adapting to be had. He was too busy staring at everything he threw bounce right back at him.
Like, how does he play the game when that bounce is just constantly active? But we got MVD's theme song back on deck here. The Kingdom Hearts series, we're going to come back over to Small Battlefield this time around.
I like that. I get the feeling that Hollow Bastion was banned and definitely Smashville as well. You want to remove that center point because as Hero, you want to be able to try and mix things up with your landings. but you don't want to land on top of C4 every single time, or grenades. So this now gives him a few different options. It's a little bit closer. MVD gets a lot to work with, but it's not so bad for Beast Mode Paul.
Yeah. Okay, we're back off stage here. Tons of grenades coming out. C4 planks on that left platform. Gonna have to be a little bit aware of that. The red blinking thing has worn off, so it's a little bit less visible. Bounces back on deck here. It's gonna put MVD at a huge deficit. Trying to force him to scrap. That's exactly what he's gonna do. Gonna open him up with that forward tilt, push him back off stage, down smash. Almost connected.
So surprised that that down smash just barely missed. But hey, MVD has decided I'm gonna box a lot more this time around. He wanted that roll read in to get that single hit on that nair so he could get that pop up, get that up tilt, get that free KO, but it did not work out.
Man, he applied a lot of shield pressure with that psych up smash too on top of that. Waits for the roll in, connects the up tilt, gives him the boot, and now we have MVD. I feel like we're just playing an RPG at this point. Every single game
this actually has been turn-based combat. Hey,
we're actually in Dragon Quest,
if you're not happy about Final Fantasy 16, you got turn-based combat right here.
Dragon Quest 12 is right around the corner, man.
We'll see, man. Things are looking pretty good. MVD has picked it up a ton, but Beast Mode Paul has already shown that he can play the late game just the same with everyone else. That kaboom! The kaboom by itself evened up the game.
51!
You got caught by your explosions, you got caught by my explosions. Thank you so much for playing my game.
Thank you so much. Bang on here, off stage, coming back on two. See what the plan is here. Just do the point blank, get him off of you. Accelerado on deck. This is going to be really good for him if he ends up getting advantage against MVD and pushes up to the top.
Scary thing too, uncharged neutral B can confirm into an aerial on this as well. So Beast Mode Paul get it twice in a row though. That's twice now from Ledge. He has rolled in and gotten up tilted for that. MVD has caught onto that, and that's going to cost them potentially on the end of this game too.
Yeah, he's been picking up on that habit, but right now MVD looking at a pretty difficult spot at 150 damage here on the corner. He got caught off that, just hold the shield, go through that spell. Psych up is very scary, and it's gonna find its mark. Forward air finds it. Beast Mode Paul one stock away from taking down MVD and moving into loser's course, and the crowd is hyped.
Oh, the chants have already begun. Everybody wants to see their own local hometown hero get this W, but MVD is not one to allow that. Usually very easy, but this damage is starting to climb now. MVD having a little bit more of a struggle landing, but he does have a very small light lead.
That's right. Fade away forward air.
Oh,
Psych up. This is bad. Did that crackle slash would have landed, bro? Especially on the shield.
I was staring at Hatchet, man. I'm not gonna lie. If he landed on that, that would have been over.
Imagine a world. Okay, we're resetting the spell list right now, waiting for Accelerado or Bounce. We're going to be able to find that. It gives you a lot of jumps. Psych Up is still active, by the way, so it's going to come into play later on.
You mentioned it earlier that MP does not exist right now. He has no options really to stall. So for MVD, it's like, now you have to approach me in this situation, and you got to hit me eventually. He's going to get the air dodge through, and he reads the roll one more time. That is 3 stocks in this game that all went to that roll, and you can see, oh, MVD, he getting into it. He looks at, hey, one more. That's right, I got one more too.
Bro, the smile on MVD's face right now, he's like, yeah, I know. You rolled in, bro. Roll in one more time. I dare you. See what happens.
And now that's the thing that's going to get in your head now, too. You got punished for that so many times. Now the layers have been established. Do I do that again because he's going to look for it again?
Or is it conditioning?
Yeah, if I get a hold shield, that's going to be a free C4 stick or a free grab, and next thing you know, I'm dead. The mind games have begun. But each time it has gone back and forth. It's been a dominant game, usually one or the other. This was the closest we saw, really, of the 4 that we have seen. And much to what we have wanted, we get game number 5 to start off top 8 already. Who gets knocked out at this point? I think there's a bit of bias to certain somebody in this crowd.
A bit? We're coming here to Kalos to end off this set. Beast Mode Paul versus MVD. This is going to be a really good stage for Hero, having those platforms to be able to jump off. You're going to help him be able to cycle through his deck, leaving the spells that he wants. Because the platforms are off stage like that, it allows him to be able to search as much as he wants to until he finally runs out of MP, has to get in there and start landing a couple hits just to get a little bit of a refresh.
Yeah, the one thing that's going to be a little bit beneficial to MVD here is the fact that he's going to survive a lot longer, but that does also help Beast Mode Paul as well. So he doesn't have to worry so much about those up tilts, but it's still going to play into the game. Very, very minimal amount of damage to start things off, though. We've already passed the 30-second mark. Usually there's somebody around 100 already.
Playing a little bit more passive from both players this time around. Bounce has yet to show an appearance. RNG not really coming in Paul's favor. That's a big hit off of the spell. Gonna chase after him. He almost spaced that correctly. He almost had that.
That was like the aura of nasty feet. Like, that was the smell that pushed him away. That wasn't actually the boots.
Like, yo, you gotta take those off before you come into my house, bro. Coming back down on the ground, Kaboom on the shield, gonna force out that jump. The thing is, there's a lot of smoke there, so it's kind of ambiguous what MVD was gonna do out of shield.
It's been a pretty tough ask to try and land right now, but here comes Nikita. He's going to zoom back in.
Yo, he covered it!
Directly
He
back.
did it!
He had on the right and he had the left-hand side. Honestly, that was so well played. He does have him a kill percent, but here's the problem. Snake has a lead.
Yeah, that is a really hard thing to deal with. The thing is, it's not that big of a lead. Psycho is on deck. He managed to land one clean hit that could easily even this up, especially with all those heals. But MVD playing aggressive, recognizing that bounce is on the table. So he's going in there, dash attack, nares, what have you. Another heal coming up, just trying to mitigate some of the damage that's already been applied to him. And we got trades.
Hey, he's lucky that bounce was still there. That flame
Anti-air?
Hey, only Kalos is why he's alive essentially in that spot. Foreigner drops down. Is he going to make that back? Yes, he is. He had enough charge. That was so scary because that Foreigner lasts a long time. He could have accidentally SD'd there, but that's not the case.
Yeah, he also cost a lot of MP to get that fully charged one, too. So we're going to hang back in here. 63 damage. Looking for the spells that we want. Looking for Accelerado. Looking for bounce. Oh, that Nikita missile chasing after him is going to happen again. Shields it this time. We learn it the second time around, and we're going to see how this opening is going to be able to come out.
Magic Man or Modern Technology? It turns out Modern Technology won this time around. Well, currently at 99%, that up air that was very dangerously close to getting that KO, and things are not looking too good for Beast Mode Paul.
Accidental was still coming in, couldn't get anything significant out of it. MVD's okay. If you're gonna hold shield, bro, I'm just gonna go for the grab, and he's starting to reach that very dangerous percent. But now Bounce has finally made an appearance. This is Paul's mode to shine. Unfortunately, if he gets grabbed, he is done for. So he's gotta be hyper aware of that coming into play today.
Yeah,
there it is. That's dead.
MVD has been so well playing around it this time around, where he's been boxing with them and keeping him in check. Anytime Bounce is up, say, I don't care about it now. But the crowd has been getting amped up. They want to see Beast Mode Paul bring it to that last stock. It is currently a very clean stock. But as we know, crits do exist. So there is still a chance that it could happen.
That could have turned into something extremely meaningful, but that's okay. We got 77 damage on the board. Gonna go connect that forward tilt. Can we catch that landing? Looking for the correct spell. He's out of resources, lands back down to the ground, and now we are still hanging in there. Beast Mode Paul putting up quite the fight here. Usually it's like a very hard rock to push up a hill when you're fighting against a snake with a stock lead, but he's putting in his work.
It truly is a boulder, man. Like trying to get up that. Oh, he got the snooze though. Is he gonna get back in time? Oh, he still gets some damage. He still gets, take that damage no matter what. It's better than letting that go entirely.
What a landing from MVD. You know, you saw Beast Mode Paul trying to like wait out for like a potential air dodge or something. He just landed down straight.
All right.
That's huge. This is huge. Final stocks, y'all.
Steve, we're at last stock situation here. Crowd favorite versus MVD. MVD has been playing into it just the same, but that is not a good spot. 101. Bounce is still on deck. Nikita's going to go ahead and get pushed away.
Wore off there at the very end, too. This is a very scary spot. Hero can make a comeback. If there's any character that can do it, it's Hero with the RNG.
Look at that neutral B. It is charged, ready to go. There's so much damage attached to that. If he catches him, kaboom! Come through! He's at 79%! 108! He's getting pushed all the way up to the skies! This is as close as you can get!
He's got Psycho ready to rock. Literally the smallest little hit could easily end this. He's got caught up, has to jump away from the field. He's abusing. He's out of jumps. He's out of jumps. He needs zoom. He needs zoom. He didn't get it. No!
It was such an intense match, but MVD popping up for good reason. What an insane match to start off this top 8. Well done, well played. Beast Mode Paul was playing phenomenally, bringing it all the way back, but that is going to be him going down, and now he's got the crowd in his favor. What an insane match to start things off.
MVD keeping his composure the entire time before we